Welcome back, everybody, to another rousing edition of Paranormal Primetime, presented by Paranormal Normal. I am your host, Jeremy, as always, joined by the faithful Malachi to take on another two episodes of everybody's favorite paranormal show. That would be Supernatural. We are not quite balls deep, but we're getting into season 4, and we got mixed opinions, but I say we have two good episodes tonight to talk about, but we'll see what Malachi thinks of it. But, how you been doing this week, Malachi?
Doing good. I lied to you again, though. I didn't get to do my notes. We, first night of Halloween yesterday, so we did family movie night.
Yeah.
Watched the episode and didn't get off the gym till 20 minutes ago, so.
Yeah, well, you guys know, Malachi without notes is even more entertaining sometimes, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. Let me get a couple of these in me.
Yeah. Well, folks, he's up first as always, so we'll see how Malachi does this week.
Okay, so what are we at? We're on the season 4, episode 5, Monster Movie. And to be fair, not one of my favorites. It was an okay episode, but this, I think, would go down as a pretty good, solid, Halloween watch, huh? Definitely a one-off.
It was the Halloween episode for that season.
Well, no. Next week we get it's The Great Pumpkin, Sam Winchester.
Oh yeah, true.
So we get double Halloween episodes this month. But it was written by Ben Edlund and directed by Robert Singer. It wasn't a horrible episode. First thing, it starts off, and Sam and Dean are investigating basically a vampire death in Oktoberfest in Pennsylvania. And I think this is a first that a show starts off in black and white. Definitely a first that the entire episode's black and white.
Which, if I didn't like monster movies, would piss me off. But I like monster movies, so I'm used to it.
I like black and white, so I actually like the cinematography on this. It was pretty good. So they found out that this girl was murdered by a vampire. They're coming to investigate. Sam doesn't even want to waste his time with a vampire at this time, but Dean's all excited, right? Just out of hell. He wants to go fight monsters with his brother like they used to do back in the old days. Like, screw this long mission. Let's go fight some monsters. And it's during Oktoberfest. So immediately when they pull into town, Dean doesn't disappoint and goes off and gets a pretzel, which, I'm right there with him. I used to love getting the Target pretzels, but Target stopped fucking selling them.
I love getting the big pretzel set when I used to go to Oktoberfest things.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a good old pretzel. So
that's like the giant fucking turkey legs at Disney World. You always get them.
I've never had one of those. My wife's had them at the hell do they call that? Medieval Nights or something?
Oh, Medieval Times.
Yeah. She got one of those at that once. So Dean's happy to be there, right? They're hunting monsters. Dean's trying to get with women. We'll find out why afterwards. And he's got his pretzel. So they spot the Sheriff Dietrich, and they're posing as FBI agents Angus and Young, which Neil Young, what's the Angus? I didn't get Angus and Young.
It's Angus and Young, it's AC/DC.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see how great I am with the classic rock. So he takes them to the morgue, and they think this, normal vampire victim, it would be totally shredded, but it's just a girl with two, movie-like fang marks in her neck. And What do we got here? They go back to the bar. Or wait. No, they don't. They ask who the witness is, and it's this Ed Brewer guy, which we'll find out about later. But the sheriff is like, he's not too reliable. Just moved into town. So now they go to a Bavarian beer husk tavern to find this Ed guy, where they meet this waitress Jamie, tells them who Ed is, and they go up, and this dude's just getting slobbered like I should be getting right now, but going slow for whatever reason. Um, and he doesn't want to tell him the story because he told the last fucking police the story, and they thought that he was an idiot. But basically, he explains that he was walking home from the park when he spotted these two people, and he thought they were just like kissing in the corner until he realized that the woman was struggling. And then Ed goes on to describe the man, who he describes looks exactly like monster movie Dracula. And Sam and Dean aren't getting it. They're like, well, what do you mean a vampire? And, you know, the cape and the haircut, and I want to suck your blood type shit, Transylvania accent and everything. So, you know, Sam and Dean go back, and I mean, this is, I didn't see why they did this. Jamie was talking with the other waitress there, who dabs her lipstick on the napkin, which, I mean, I don't see how anybody would catch that from the beginning, but
I don't see the point of it the whole fucking episode, but okay.
Yeah, I didn't get any of that. Dean figures out that this vampire is an imposter who probably just wants to hang out at Oktoberfest. So, you know, they're bullshitting about the case, and then Jamie, the waitress, comes over, and Sam's trying to hit on her, or Dean's trying to hit on her, and she goes away, and this is where Dean tells Sam, hey, when I got back from hell, I don't have any knife wounds. None of my fingers are bent or broken. Like, there's no bullet holes. So that means my virginity's intact. So I gotta become not a virgin again. That's what Dean's trying to convince Sam here. And
you gotta love his logic.
Yeah, Sam's like, I don't think it works that way, Dean. But so Dean's trying to hit on that Jamie waitress, and he tells Jamie that the case isn't weird enough. She's going on a couple's night, you know, so he can't go out with her tonight. Come back tomorrow. Dean says, we're probably heading out of here. This case isn't weird enough for us. So then we cut to a couple making out in Lover's Lane. And that was a weird scene. I don't think you can get away with today, right? Like,
there was definitely some shit that people today would have some problems with, but I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised this episode has been canceled. But
yeah, I mean, it's basically this girl that's trying to convince her boyfriend, like, no, we need to go, and then a wolf howls, and she's like, I'm scared, I want to go home, and he's like, baby, you know men have urges. If that backs up, it'll kill us.
You gotta love this motherfucker tries to make blue balls into like a real thing. Like it's comical, but like to a sad point. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I think there's no way they would try it today. No way.
I mean, maybe in a shitty horror movie, but
it doesn't matter because the Wolfman gets even with him. And by Wolfman, we mean like an actual movie monster. Wolfman rips him out of the car and tears him to shreds. So the next day, Sam and Dean are talking to the guy's girlfriend, who describes that she saw like straight up Wolfman, fucking dog face, dogman looking motherfucker with the ripped, tattered clothing, and killed her boyfriend. And they go to the morgue to examine the boyfriend's body, and they find, oh yeah, this does look like something supernatural. but the thing left the liver,
The
and
heart.
normally, or the heart, yeah, and that's what werewolves in this fucking TV show go after. So, they don't know what the hell is going on at this point. And then that's when the police officer reveals that there was actual wolf hair found with the body. And Dean's like, well, fucking werewolves don't have wolf hair. Like, what the hell is this thing?
That right there. Okay, I got two problems with this part. That right there should have gave away the fucking case. That should have gave away what
Mm-hmm.
it was. And B, how the fuck are you gonna make fun of Universal's Wolfman without fucking hating on Larry fucking Talbot, the character in the freaking movie who's the human who becomes Wolfman? He is the biggest bitch in horror movie history. The biggest fucking bitch in horror movie history. I swear to God. He spends
I
every Universal movie he's in crying. Oh, I just want to find a cure. I don't want to be a werewolf, man. Fuck you, man. Like, embrace the fucking wolf. Like, I would embrace that shit, wouldn't you?
I don't know, killing everybody you were close to every time the full moon came.
No, because in the original Universal movies, he can control who he kills. It's not like a fucking bloodlust.
I've never seen the original ones.
Oh, I mean, you should. They're all free on the internet on like the movie archive, like legacy thing.
Yeah, maybe I'll check them out this year. We've seen all our horror movies a million times.
You should. I mean, the original Dracula is freaking amazing.
Okay, so back to it. We cut to the Canonsburg Museum, and we got this security guard standing out there, and he's calling like the owner or the boss or whoever. He's like, "Hey, did you order a sarcophagus? Because they just came and dropped this sarcophagus off here." And he's, they're going back and forth on the phone. I didn't order it. I didn't order it. Well, just wait till tomorrow. And then we see this mummy emerge, and there's smoke, and just like the horror movie scenes you've probably seen on the internet. And the guard starts shooting, does nothing to the mummy, which that's kind of weird, right?
No, gunshots, bullets never affected the mummy in the original movies.
Oh, I'm not talking about the mummy. I'm talking about what we'll find out later.
Oh, yeah.
So the brothers.
Actually, no, it's not weird. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, it's not weird. I'll say why later, but it's not weird.
So Sam and Dean, they go and they examine this thing, and now they're like, "What the fuck, dude? We got actual Dracula, the actual Wolfman, and now the mummy." And Sam's looking in the sarcophagus, and this is a fucking prop, dude. This isn't like a real ancient sarcophagus. This is from the prop store down the road. So at that same time, Dean, since he stayed, was supposed to be on a date with Jamie. Jamie is about to leave. We cut to Jamie waiting for Dean, who thinks she's being stood up, and she goes to leave. And when she's walking away, she sees Dracula again. And he corners her in the dead end alley. And this is where he refers to her as his beloved reincarnation of Mina, which Jeremy would probably know more about that. She sprays him with pepper spray, which seems to work.
I'll wait till you get to the next part, then I'll jump in.
Okay. And then that's when she finds Dean, and Dean punches Dracula in the face. But Dracula still got his superhuman powers, so he pins Dean. And he's calling Dean Harker, which we'll get into when Sam steps in here later.
Okay, yeah. If you're gonna explain later, then I'll let you explain later.
Yeah, they say what it is. I was talking more about the pepper spray. I didn't understand. But at this point, they're in just a guy's gonna kill him, and Dean rips his ear off, and I guess a talisman. But Dracula runs away, where he jumps over a wall onto a scooter, and leaves.
That's no scooter. That's a fucking Vespa. That's a fucking
Yeah,
Vespa.
yeah. It's like a third eye blind, semi charmed kind of life mod scooter. So Dean meets Sam back at the bar, and he throws the ear at Sam, and Sam's like, or Dean's like, Sam's like, what the fuck? And he says, feel it, and then we realize it's a shapeshifter. So Dean shows him the medallion as well, which is also from a prop house, and so they figured out it was a shapeshifter, and they're assuming that it's got to be fixated on the waitress Jamie because it says it right here. Oh yeah. So Sam says that Mina and Harker are characters from the novella of Dracula.
It's from the original Dracula novel.
Okay.
Harker's the hunter. Harker is the original hunter who is going after Dracula for years before he finally
Who
gets
Mina loves.
No, Mina is just a random. The guy who goes to Transylvania to draw up papers for Count Dracula, not knowing what he is. Mina's his fiance, and when Dracula sneaks aboard the ship to Europe, he meets his fiance, and eventually, and that's when he realizes that it's his beloved. And hey, Nicole. Yeah, it's a shapeshifter because of the ear that Dean gives to Sam, and
Yeah, they feel the skin.
They felt that texture before in previous shapeshifter encounters. So
I was more like, how the hell does the gun not slow this thing down, but the pepper spray does? That was my question.
Because, well, now that you announce what it is, because the bullets are not silver, so a regular bullet still hurt a shapeshifter, as we found out in the bank robbery episode. But
the pepper spray does?
Eyes are eyes, dude. I don't care what the fuck you are.
Oh, okay. Let me go off of that logic. So,
pepper spray burns. It just fucking irritates your eyes. It's not like it actually needs to hurt you. It's not going to kill you. It just irritates the fuck out of your eyes. So, I mean, I think it would affect any monster. If you have eyes, it's going to hurt you.
You heard that here first, folks. Keep that pepper spray on deck. Ghosts too? What are you thinking? Demons?
Ghosts, I would say no, because obviously they're not solid. Demons, it would hurt the host. It would slow
dunk
down.
Go dunk your little container in some holy water and keep it in your purse.
That would dilute the pepper spray, and then you'd be fucked.
No, just be on the outside container.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Blessing what's on the inside. So anyway, they start asking the waitress Jamie, like, hey, is there anybody who would be targeting you, acting weird, yada yada yada, moved in about a month ago. And she says, no. It's Oktoberfest. There's lots of guys. I'm a bartender. Oh, but there's this one guy, but he wouldn't do it. It wouldn't be him. And that's when we find out it's the weirdo who's guzzling the beer who saw the first Dracula attack in the beginning of this episode. What the hell was his name? He says that the other co-host or co-waitress said that she thinks he has a crush on her. So let me get back here. So now we get to Sam and the main waitress lady, Lucy, I guess. They're talking, and he's explaining that, yeah, we run around and we hunt monsters. And she said, that must be a miserable life. And they're going back and forth. And she's like, that doesn't it feel like you're wasting your life? And that's when Dean says, well, I had a near-death experience recently. And after that, I realized that I saved people. And that just brings it to my heart. I'm gay meter a 2 during this scene. And so then she's asking him, well, you're like a monk. You must be celibate. And then that's when they are about to kiss. And it's interrupted when Lucy comes in to get a bottle. She wishes them well. Lucy's the other bartender lady. But Jamie invites her to stay for drinks.
And,
So,
Dean's eyes say, threesome. What a great way to lose my virginity again.
no, that's not what his eyes were doing. He said, yeah, stay. Like she's cock blocking him.
If he was smart, he would have thought my way, but it doesn't matter anyway.
So then we cut to Sam. He's at this old theater, and what do you know? We've got shadows on the wall. Now we've got Phantom of the Opera playing out in shadows on the wall, and the pipe organ's playing that song, and Sam's sneaking up on him. And then all of a sudden, we hear this like polka music. I don't what kind of music was he doing?
It had to be polka. I don't fucking know. But
and we find this kid in his underwear and wife beater just like jamming out on the keyboard. That guy from the beginning that was I don't know why Ed. We see Ed playing the keyboard over there. And this is when Sam got his gun in his face and says, I know exactly what you are. And this guy's freaking out like, what do you mean? What am I'm just playing the keyboard after hours. What's going on? And then Sam's trying to rip his ear off, and it's not ripping off. And he says, oh, it's not coming off. And Ed's like, of course it's not, you fucker. That part was pretty funny. Then we see Lucy dab her lipstick for the third time. And Dean and Jane, well, we see through Dean's eyes where he's starting to like, and Jamie's acting, they got fucking roofied, right? Yep. So it's when we find out that Lucy is the shapeshifter, and Jamie collapses I guess Dean hits Lucy in the face first, then Jamie collapses, and then Dean breaks a bottle, which does play into it later on. He's trying to stab Lucy. And then he wakes up in a straight up Frankenstein getup, and Dracula's there. They're arguing, and he's like, you know, in these movies, the fucking monster always dies. And Dracula's like, not in this one. This one, the good guy gets fucking electrocuted, and the bad guy runs off with the girl. So, then the fucking doorbell rings, and Dracula goes to get pizza, and there's this whole thing about, there's not garlic on that pizza. And the fucking kid's like really annoyed. Like, did you order garlic, you fuckhead? Do you know how many more deliveries I got? Just give me the fucking money and let's go. And then Dracula says, oh, but I have a coupon. Fuck you, Dracula. Fuck you, Dracula.
Dude, that was fucking hilarious. I don't care who you are. That was hilarious.
Unless you're the delivery driver.
I've been a delivery driver. I would have got a fucking kick out of that shit.
Okay, here's the whole coupon part. So Sam returns to the bar and he finds the napkin and realizes Lucy's the shapeshifter. And that's not how I remember it happened. He goes back to the house where they were hanging out. He notices the glass was busted, and then he finds the napkin to find out that Lucy's the shapeshifter. And then what was never made clear is how the fuck Sam knew where to go after that.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't go into how he knew where to go.
Okay, so Jamie wakes up, and now we got Dracula telling Jamie that, like, hey, you're going to be my love interest forever. My dad used to beat me and call me monster, and I got all these emotional problems, but now I'm with you. And she's like, hey, that doesn't sound right. I don't know about all that shit. And that's when Sam's breaking in at the same time. And where are we getting caught up here? Assuming strength form. Okay, and then Jamie calls out for Dean, and fucking Dracula smacks her and knocks her out. And then you can see it in his face. He's like, God damn, this first date is definitely not going good, but she'll get over it. We'll work things out. So they find Jamie, and the shapeshifter throws Sam through a wall, calling him Van Helsing. And then they get into a fight with Dean. Dean knees him in the groin, which apparently works too, if you're out there, and tries to go for the gun loaded with silver bullets. The shapeshifter throws him back, but Jamie grabs the gun and shoots him. As he dies, the shapeshifter admits that perhaps that is how the movie should end. Okay, and then the next day we wake up and Dean and Jamie are all kissy lovey, blah 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 blah. She thanks him.
You missed. You skipped over one of the best fucking lines in the whole episode.
Okay.
When he gets ganked, that's what I forget who exactly Seiji. Oh yeah, Jamie says it was Beauty who killed the beast.
Oh yeah. I remember that. It was Beauty that killed the beast,
which is a direct quote from King Kong.
See, I haven't even seen that one, dude.
I mean, it's the original is fucking horrible.
I don't like the new ones.
I love the new ones, but the original is fucking horrible, and the 2004 one's horrible with Jack Black.
Okay, so then to finish out my episode, Sam admits that it was fun to just go back to season 1 and do some like monster hunting shit. That was cool. We still got a fucking mission to do. And Dean's like, man, I wish I could pick my movie. And Sam's like, I bet you I know which movie you'd pick. And Dean's like, no way you'd ever get it, dude. And that goes back and forth. And then Sam says, Porky's too. And Dean says, lucky guess. And then the end. I give it a 3.
I give it a 4 just because I love Universal Monsters. But yeah, there's a couple other like cool mentions in this. I mean, they mentioned the Vampire Chronicles and Anne Rice, the sheriff does, and it's actually the third time they referred to the author in the series.
No more time.
I wish I had time to do the notes this week.
I did not finish it, like, I did like 2 questions because
I mean, it's I love this. I love this episode. It's especially after rewatching the Universal monster movies like back in the beginning of the year. Like I freaking love this episode. Like now that I watch them again as an adult, like it brings so much more. There's so many more references like in these movies between them, all the different movies. It's amazing. It really is. And I mean, and Dean does mention the creature from the Black Lagoon too, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, I wish I would have took notes this week for sure, because your episode, like, that is probably one of the funniest episodes Supernatural's ever made. I will say that, not to spoil anything.
And funny enough, this is one of Jared Padalecki, Sam's favorite episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Because he loves monster movies. Because it's monster movies, because it's filmed in black and white, and because you get to see Dean in Lederhosen.
What's Dean's favorite?
I don't know. But and Dean actually drops a Blues Brothers references too, because he said he's on a mission from God. when he's talking about him getting laid.
That's stretching it.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, Blue's
He is technically on a mission from God,
technically,
as we
but he
found
doesn't
out last week.
Yeah, but he doesn't realize the real mission yet. But well, folks, I guess it's time to
What
get
do
to
you
my
rate it?
episode before we give away spoilers. And I said a 4.
What are you rating it? Oh, 4? I thought you would have rated that higher.
Yeah. No. There's way better episodes. But speaking of better episodes, my episode is season 4, episode 6, and it's called Yellow Fever. Written by Andrew Dabb and Daniel Laughlin, which I think are new names we haven't seen before.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard them.
And it's directed by Phil Segretia, which we've heard that name before. But we open the episode and we see Dean running through a field, it looks like. And it seems like he's being chased by hellhounds from what we've seen before, because it's barking and we see nothing chasing him. But we come to find out when he sees a homeless person dumpster diving, he's like, "Run for your life! It's gonna kill us all!" And it's a fucking Yorkie.
It's like a teacup Yorkie with a pink bow on its head, dude.
But the episode starts and they cut to 43 hours earlier when both the boys are examining the body of Frank O'Brien, a 44-year-old man who was a marathon runner and somehow died of a heart attack.
And this was before 2021. We can put that out there.
And he suffered from 2 days before from intense fear and paranoia, and it's the third such death in this town. Sam and Dean insist that the coroner was lazy when he performed the autopsy because he couldn't have had a heart attack because he was such a healthy person. But yeah. And they introduce themselves as Agent Tyler and Agent Perry.
Just remember before 2021, everybody. Last interruption.
And let's see, Scott. Do you know what the Agent Tyler and Agent Perry is a reference to?
Tyler Perry. Is that the black comedy writer guy?
No, that's
Tyler Perry.
No,
that's
not the Medea.
Medea, yeah, isn't that Tyler Perry?
Actually, I think it is. But that's not what it's a reference to. I think it actually might be the same name.
Okay, so I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it's same spelling too. Jesus, but yeah, it's an Aerosmith reference. But
so that's Steven Tyler, and who the hell's Perry?
Joe Perry, the guitarist.
No, I wouldn't have known that.
But yeah, but they had the coroner take out the victim's heart, and he asked Dean to hold it, but he can't find anything to indicate a heart attack was imminent, and he accidentally squirted some spleen juice onto Sam's face, which was hilarious. And they see a bunch of scratches along Frank's arm and a mark on his hand indicating that he wore a wedding ring. They go and see the sheriff, who they find out was a good friend of Frank's. The sheriff's name is Al Britton. And he makes them take off their shoes before they go in the office, and after shaking their hands, he slathers on hand sanitizer, but he confirms that Frank was acting strangely before his death.
Before 2020.
They go and visit Mark Hutchins, the neighbor of Frank, who is a reptile lover, as we see, as he has a snake crawling around his freaking shoulders and every other reptile you can imagine in tanks. Which Dean's obviously nervous by his pets. And he tells him that Frank seemed afraid of everything lately: Al-Qaeda, ferrets, artificial sweetener, everything. Pet dispensers, witches, especially that green bitch from The Wizard of Oz, which I love that. And he tells him that Frank was a bully in high school, though, but he got better, especially after his wife committed suicide in 1988. Yeah, that's the year I was born. But and he sees that Dean's sprayed the snake, and he's like, "Oh, this one's nothing to worry about." He's like, "You gotta worry about that one." and we see a snake climbing over Dean over the couch, which is fucking hilarious.
She can smell the fear.
Yeah, he says she can smell the fear, and Dean's like shaking at this point. Which I'm not gonna lie, if I was in a house and there were snakes loose, I would not be going in that house regardless. But
you don't like snakes?
I fucking hate snakes, dude. But
okay.
Blame my mother and my grandmother. They give me a phobia from like birth of snakes. But later that night, Dean's behavior escalates and he starts setting off the EMF detector, and which they figure he's haunted somehow because of it. And he starts scratching his left forearm constantly. They call Bobby up and they realize that he has something called ghost sickness, in which a spirit literally infects a person with a fear. And it intensifies until the victim's heart gives out.
You forgot a big part of that. When they're leaving Frank's house or whatever, they're going to the car and there's a group of teenagers and Dean's like, hey, we should go around the block this way. Because he doesn't want to
I think
like 13-year-olds.
I think I missed him saying that completely, but
that was hilarious.
Which, when Dean tries to figure out why he is the one who got ghost sickness to Sam tells him all the victims had used fear as a weapon during their lives, and Sam summarizes it as they were all dicks. Which Dean tries to argue with and say, out of the two of them, Sam would be the dick. But Sam says our way of life scares people more than they deserve, as well as he points out that he wasn't apparently too much of a dick like Dean, as he's not affected by the ailment. And Bobby sums up that the ghost has started, the infection is destroyed, the sickness should clear up as well. So we go to the hotel room where Dean's staying to avoid being scared, and he begins to hallucinate. He sees Lilith threatening him, saying like, "Oh, you just got out of hell, and and you're gonna go back there again. I can't wait." And he sees like Sammy using his powers to like hold him against a wall and throw him against different walls. And he just has all these horrible hallucinations. He sees yellow eyes. He has all these horrible hallucinations. And
this one's kind of similar to when Sam was unlucky and he had to sit at the hotel room.
It's got same elements, yeah, definitely. But while he gets done hallucinating and he coughs up a wood chip, and Sam realizes that the symptoms are trying to communicate something about the ghost that he got it from, and they go to investigate the local lumber mill in the town, and they hear a noise in a locker, and they go up and open it, and out jumps the cutest little kitten, and Dean screams like a cheerleader about to get raped.
Come on, do the scream. Do the scream.
I can't do a girl scream. I never could. But Sam just looks at him like, really? But after they find an ID card, though, for a Luther Garland, along with a bunch of drawings of what we soon find out is Frank's wife, Jessie. And when the ghost of Luther appears, the machinery starts to move on its own, and Dean cuts tail back to the Impala like a bitch in terror.
It starts guzzling liquor.
But they go, yeah, he becomes alcoholic. But they go to the police and get the file for Luther Garland, which says he died of physical trauma. They go to the Peaceful Pines assisted living home, where John Garland, Luther's brother, in a very what the fuck's that book?
Mice and Men?
Mice and Men. Fuck. It's a very Mice and Men relationship with kind of like George and what the fuck's the special guy's name?
I don't remember.
Lenny.
Wow.
George and
Lenny. Lenny, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the brother's name is in this one?
No, it's John. It's John and Luther. So.
Oh, Luther. Okay, yeah.
But John tells them that Luther was the town freak, but Jessie, the wife of Frank, was the only one. She was the receptionist at the mill, and she was the only one who was nice to him. Luther worked there, sweeping up the floors, basically. And he, of course, fell in love with her, just like Lenny and Mice and Men. And when she disappeared, Frank came after Luther and chained him to his truck and dragged him up and down in front of the mill, dragged his ass until he was dead. Which is a very brutal way to die, I will say. But no police looked into the investigation due to Frank's sway with his friendship with the sheriff. And Sam and Dean realize the victims are experiencing Luther's death in slow motions, which, the scratches on the arms, the fear. But they figure out that the lack of remains because of him being dragged, and the impossibility of a simple salt and burn makes Dean get pissed off, who starts ranting about the insanity of hunting and Sam getting gassy from eating half a burrito. And then he gets all scared and he flees from the Yorkie, which he mistakes for a hellhound. But back at the hotel, the hallucinations get worse. Oh, this is when he sees Sam use his powers, and you see Sam's eyes turn yellow, and Sam's taunting him about going back to hell. But Bobby meets up with Sam at the woodmill with 2 hours to go before Dean's heart is set to give out completely, and he dies. Bobby reveals that he is fluent in Japanese, which is really cool, because of course he is, because he's Bobby. And he identifies Luther as a Baru, which can be killed with fear. Sam lures Luther out of hiding by basically calling him a bitch, and by destroying his pictures of Jesse. And Luther starts to beat the fucking shit out of Sam and starts to choke him out. But Sam ends up grabbing the chain he brought that's inscribed with a spell word around Luther's neck, and he tells Bobby, "Go for it!" And Bobby nails the Impala and drags Luther until he dissipates completely. And they both hated this plan, but it's the only option they had. But while they're trying to catch the ghost, Dean's alone in his room and he starts hearing hellhounds. And Sheriff Britton breaks down the door all of a sudden and is all insane and convicted that Dean and Sam will turn him in for his complicity in covering up the murder of Luther. And he's attacking the shit out of Dean, but his heart gives out before Dean can reason with him and stop him. And he has a heart attack on the floor. So Dean reaches for a Bible that he found on the floor after he put a blanket over the sheriff. And Lilith appears to him in the guise of the little girl she was in the previous episodes. And she tells him that he does remember his time in hell. 4 months is like 40 years in hell, she says. And when Dean asks why he was infected, Lilith tells him that he knows and that he must listen to his heart. When we finally see Luther disappear back in the mill, the whole mill stops running, and we see the infection end, and Dean gets better as Lilith disappears, as are the scratches on Dean's arm. Later on, Sam asks Dean how bad the hallucinations and fears got by the end, and before Dean can tell the truth, he sees Sam's eyes flash yellow, and Dean says he saw howler monkeys, a bunch of them trying to kill him. Which, yeah. And so he basically ends with the episode by lying to Sam and not telling him the truth. And then, in the amazing classic post-credit scene we see of this, we see Dean doing his full rendition of Eye of the Tiger and the Impala. Okay, it even says Supernatural presents Jensen Ackles.
Bobby and Sam were both giving him the business, and at the end there, though, where they were like, "Yeah, you were a real tough guy."
Which the reason they called the episode Yellow Fever, which I was kind of questioning that too, because I'm like, yellow fever is real and it's really deadly. But they probably meant yellow as in yellow belly, which is another term for a coward, obviously.
Okay.
Turn on Bella's Wi-Fi.
I did. And
also
the town in Colorado where it takes place is called Rock Ridge, which it's the name of the town in Blazing Saddles.
Okay.
Which is an amazing fucking movie. And other than that, I mean, there's not much.
I would say this was a good Halloween episode for anybody who doesn't like horror movies. But if you like funny, not even scary, but scary adjacent stuff, I think this would be a great one-off episode, dude.
Yeah, and it would be. And apparently, the scene where Sam and Dean open the locker with the cat, That's apparently a jump scare out of the video game Silent Hill. Is in the game there's actually a room full of lockers and a cat jumps out of the one as like a jump scare.
Huh, I don't know that. We have that on the Ambernick in the pie.
And Mark, the neighbor's pet snakes were named Donnie and Marie, which is after Donnie and Marie Osmond.
Okay.
So that's
I
all
would
got
give this one a 4.8. Like, there were a lot of other scenes that I didn't want to, like, talk about in case somebody does watch it. Because, I mean, this one was fucking hilarious the whole way through. You're laughing, like, every 2 minutes.
Well, I mean, I would give this one I wouldn't say it's a 4.8. I'll give it a 4.3. I'm not gonna say it's a 4.8. There's a lot better episodes in the fucking 9 seasons we haven't hit yet. There's a lot better episodes. So
yeah,
I mean,
there's some good serious episodes, but even like when Sam was unlucky, like the unlucky episode, the rabbit foot one, this one was fucking more hilarious, dude. They got the comedy going up on this one.
My favorite comical episode hasn't even fucking happened yet, and it's not. I don't know when it's gonna happen. Cause I thought it would have happened already, but it didn't. So, we'll know when we get to that one, and we'll have some good dessert with it. But
I know there's another funny one, and it has to do with Cass.
Nope.
And he gives up. We'll say.
There's another funny one where it's just a Dean moment, and it's fucking amazing. It's one of the best. It's the best episode of the whole fucking series because of what he does. But we'll get to it eventually, folks. But that's gonna do it for this week. We gave you your 2 episodes, and we'll be back next week to talk 2 more episodes.
With an actual Halloween episode.
Yes, an actual Halloween episode.
I'm wearing my Halloween shirt, by the way.
Ah, it's an actual Halloween episode, which Malachi's lucky enough to do that one, and
sweet.
And I have another Monster of the Week episode, so yay! But coming back,
I wonder if he came out in October. That'd be lucky.
Yours came out on October 30th that season. Next week.
Okay.
So you actually get the Halloween episode next week, and then my episode came out in November. So, but the monster movie one came out in October too. So these are all Halloween episodes technically.
Whoop whoop. Then we'll do some Christmas on Halloween.
Yeah. but we'll see you in a week, folks. Have a good one.